Hey everyone, welcome back to codecanvas, your go-to place for modern web development tips and tricks. Today, we are going to explore a handy little method introduced in modern JavaScript, URL.canParse. URL.canParse is a method that helps you check if a given URL string can be passed into a valid URL object without throwing any errors. Normally, if you try to create a new URL object using URL object like this. So when you try to create a new URL with an invalid string, JavaScript throws an error. But now with URL.canParse method, you can safely check like a preview test before actually creating the URL. So what's the syntax? Syntax is URL dot can pass, and here first argument is input string, that is input URL, and second is base URL. So this function takes two optional parameters: input, which is your URL string, and an optional base URL. Let's see one actual example. So let's create one constant URL and add something here later on. So URL dot can pass function, and let's pass our URL string here and log the result. So what will be the URL? First of all, we can test is https example.com, and what should be the output? It should be true, right? Because the URL is correct and you can pass it. So here it is returning true. Let's comment it out. Constant URL is equal to, let's make some changes here. Let's add one broken URL here like this, broken URL, and let's see what it is returning. It returns false because it's not a valid URL structure. All right, let's see with another example. Constant URL. Here we don't want to add here. Instead of that, what we can pass in the first input parameter, let's add some path, and in second parameter, that is base path, what we can use https some example value string, and it will return true, right? So because this is also a valid URL. Okay, so you can even check a relative URL. So this is relative URL with the base URL, right? So we have seen three different examples, and this is really useful when you are working with URL object. So one important thing you need to note down here, that URL.canParse function is supported in most of the modern browsers, but not all. So to be sure to check compatibility if you are building something critical, right? So this method is great for validating URLs from user input before processing them, and especially in the forms, APIs, or whenever you are working with links. So this method is really useful in such cases. That's it. Now you know how to safely test URLs using URL.canParse in JavaScript. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe to Code Canvas, and hit the bell icon for more web development tips. Drop your questions and suggestions in the comment below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.